start with this other topic that I came up with. What non-playoff team has the brightest future, in your opinion?
I mean, that's an easy one. The Spurs. The Spurs. That even then, if you don't want to go the obvious choice, I'll probably say either the brightest future, probably either the Hornets or the Blazers. But for sure, the Spurs. The Spurs definitely got the brightest future.
Could you say the because
Wemby, Castle.
my
Go
bad.
ahead.
No. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say they got Wemby, Castle. They got a lot of young pieces. They got a lot of draft picks. De'Aaron Fox. So they got a lot of things going on over there.
What about the Raptors?
I still put the Spurs above them
No, that's cool. But
because
don't,
the
wouldn't you think
Spurs
they
got
do?
more of a
Wouldn't you think they do have
no.
a bright future? Looking like
Oh yeah. Yeah,
not
they
a
got a bright
brightest.
future.
I
Yeah.
know it's brightest, but
Yeah.
would you look at them? Don't they look like they are kind of moving in the right direction?
Yeah. No, they are. They definitely moving in the right direction.
Like you look at the Raptors, I think they got actually a pretty good team. That obviously we are in April, and we down this over the summer they might make trades, sign people, whatever. But I would say right now, I think they could complete. They could compete for a playoffs, not a playoff spot, a play-in spot. I think they could get a play-in spot. Now I'm not saying which one, but I think they could potentially, especially since they're in the East, they could potentially get a play-in spot with the team they got. Like they got a lot of good players, and everybody's young. You got Scotty Barnes, quickly, Brandon Ingram,
Brandon
Jakob's
Ingram,
still
yeah.
there. Who knows what they do with him? You
Grady
still got a
Dick.
high, yeah, Grady Dick. You still got a high draft pick, depending on where that is. Like they're moving in the right direction. Like they got a lot of like young good players, and we don't know how they're gonna play with Brandon Ingram because we never saw him again this year. After December, we never saw him again. So we don't even know
Hmm.
how him and Scotty like coexist and just everybody else. And RJ Barrett, forgot about RJ. Like we just don't know how it fit. But I think they actually move in the right direction. I ain't gonna lie, I don't think the Hornets, bro. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're
I
doing.
mean, they young core: LaMelo, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, Trey Man, Mark Williams. So they got a nice young core. Um, Everybody wasn't healthy this year though. Legit,
You say
everybody
that
was.
every year.
Brandon Miller.
You say
Brandon
that
Miller
every
missed
year.
a bunch of time. What, he had like a broken wrist or something like that? A
Yeah, he
broken
had a
hand
broken
or
wrist.
something.
Broken wrist. Broken wrist.
Then LaMelo missed a majority of the time this year. Only one that was healthy to tell you was Miles Bridges.
But we say this every year with them. Like they get hurt. LaMelo gets hurt
Every
every
year.
year. At some point, it's gonna be the norm, bro. We just gonna say like he gonna get hurt eventually. It's just knock on wood he don't, but it's gonna happen. Mark Williams somewhat was hurt and somewhat healthy, but knock on wood. I would say this. I feel like if they could get Cooper Flag, I think the future's bright. I think they need to get him for me to say they got a bright future. I feel like if they get anybody else, I kind of won't say they got a bright future. Because let's just hypothetically say they get the second pick. Hypothetically.
Mm,
You get who? Ace Bailey, Ron
yeah,
Harper,
probably.
DJ. Like, but you already got LaMelo, Brandon Miller. Like, you don't need them. I think they need to get Cooper Flag for me to say they got something over there. They got something. Like, they need him. What about the Blazers?
Yeah, I said the Blazers.
Oh, you did? I didn't hear you. I heard Hornets. But I think the Blazers, they got a lot of young talent over there. And I've heard and seen a lot of people say, hey, if the Blazers, if they say trade like an Anthony Simons, get trade off of Jeremy Grant, got a big contract or whatever, because they played pretty good like later in the kind of in the middle, later in the year. They played good. Give them credit. I giving them credit. A lot of people think they could make a playing spot or at least fight for one. They could.
Nah, they could definitely fight for one. They need to figure out what they're gonna do. They got a lot of log jams everywhere, like you said. Anthony Simons, Scoot. What's that dude name? What's the last name? I think it's Bolton or something like that. Dayton or something like.
You tell Dewan is Blanton. I can't think of his first name,
Yeah,
but I think you're
him.
talking about Blanton. They got to Tamani Kamara, Like they got him,
Smart,
who's
yeah.
good.
They
Who's
got a
good.
lot of guards, a lot of bigs, because they got to figure out what they're gonna do with Aiton and Klingon. But yeah, they future's looking real bright because they can trade and get some pieces back, or if they want, they got a decent lottery pick too. They're gonna have a decent lottery pick too.
The only way I feel like no one's going there, so they got to trade for like somebody. Who in your opinion should they like? And what position do they need to trade for? Not the player, but
I
just
think
position.
I think four. I think they're gonna need a four because you got your guards and Shaden and
Scoop.
Scoop, and then you got Kamara, but you need another forward. You need one more forward, another good 3 and D forward.
And would you trade DeAndre Ayton this year, or would you give it just one more year since they improved? But think about it though; they were kind of playing pretty good without him, at least later in the year.
Yeah, I mean, see, it depends on what direction they want to go, because Klingon is more of a defensive big, and Aiden is more of an offensive big, and so it depends on what direction Chauncey want to go. Because the only offensive weapons they really got in that lineup is Shaden Sharp, and if you trade Simons off, that's really it. You're gonna need more offense in that lineup. I mean, Scoot can probably give you something, but he's not an offensive threat like Shaden Sharp is. Um, they honestly might keep both bigs, to be honest, and just have Klingon play backup. Because when he gets his like little 20 minutes, 25 minutes, or whatever like that, he plays real good. Or 15, 20 minutes, he play real good.
Do we think the Nets have a good future?
No.
What did they get Cooper?
No,
Hypothetically.
they still missing a lot over there. I mean, unless they still got Cam Thomas. Well, unless they're gonna sign him, because he's a free agent this year, I think.
I think he's restricted free agent.
Do they sign Cam Thomas? Do they let him walk? They still got Claxton and D'Lo.
I think D'Lo's a
I
free
don't
agent.
know.
I think he's a free agent.
They future not looking that bright to me, unless they do something in this draft.
The
I don't think
only
they're
thing
gonna send Cooper to Brooklyn.
you don't think so?
Mm-mm.
A lot of people have said, I know this ain't the topic, but I was watching podcasts. Let's keep it a buck. Shout out to y'all. Some of them on there said that Cooper should have just stayed in college this year because of the potential teams he can go to. And I'm just like, nah. I think he needs
Nah,
to go. I think
he
he
needs
needs
to
to
go,
go.
bro. Because even if he
Like,
do stay, I mean, he might not go number one next year, or he still might go number one. But bro, it ain't no point. What's your point in staying? The same teams that's bad this year is gonna be bad next year.
exactly. And it's like, how often does say the number one pick go to like a legit good team in the NBA draft? Like, when was the last time that happened? Like, that doesn't happen.
Probably
Like
what, Tim
every
Duncan?
bro, that was what,
That's the only thing I think.
1999?
That's the only
That's
one I can think that actually went to a good team. Yeah,
that
Timmy.
was 1999. Like, but what no, I'm saying, like, well, I get what you're saying. Like, that's a good organization, but I don't think they were really that good. Don't quote me. I don't think they were that good that year. But it's like LeBron, the Cavs were bad. It's like it happens. Kevin Durant, the Sonics weren't all that good. Like every team who gets the number one pick is going to a bad team regardless.
No,
Like
that's
it just
first team. They was injured. They was injured that year. A bunch of their players was injured, so they was ass and got the number one pick.
so it's like, and plus, like, yeah, and I get it, it's the NIL and stuff like that now, but at the same time, bro, this is legit guaranteed money. And then the thing is, like, knock on wood, you don't want him to get like a career ending injury next year just because you're going to
Hmm.
college. You want to go to the league. And he reclassified for a reason. Like, if what's the point of reclassifying just to go to college the same year you were supposed to go to college? Like, that don't make sense. You went to college early so you could get to the league early. Like that was the whole point. Like that don't make sense, bro. If you got a chance to go, go. And if you think you don't got a chance to go, don't go. But Cooper was going regardless. And I think people was like, he's waiting, he's taking his sweet time. Like I know after they lost that heartbreaking game, he was like, I'm gonna take my time on brother. I get it, I understand heartbreaking loss. We knew damn well you was going in that draft.
Yeah, he was
Everybody,
going regardless, though.
we knew you was going in that
Even if they,
draft.
even if they got knocked out the first round, he was still going.
That would have been crazy if they would have got knocked out in that first round. That would have been crazy. That would have been crazy. So we don't think the Bulls have a bright future?
No, I don't believe in the Bulls, bro. I've seen this year after year after year after year. They gonna mess it up some way somehow.
But you don't think they got some bright spots though?
Yeah, they got some bright spots. Giddy's definitely a bright spot. Montes,
Kobe White?
um, Kobe White. Yeah, we got some bright spots, but Bulls management always messes it up. So I have no faith in them. Name me one time the Bulls did something right.
How long ago though? How long ago?
Exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
asking how long ago? Like you just give me a year. Like how long ago? What like past
The
what 10
farthest you can
years?
think.
10
What's
years?
the best thing?
What have they
What's
done
the
right
last
in
greatest thing? Yes, what's the last greatest thing the Bulls have done? That was right.
the
The right
the
decision.
last
They haven't had.
greatest thing they ever done? Woo! The last greatest thing the Bulls have ever done. It's probably drafted D Rose, honestly. What that was
And that
that
wasn't
was
hard to do.
that was 09? That was 09? Yeah, that was probably it. That was probably the greatest thing. Now the best thing, now a good thing they did in the past like 10 years. I'd say could you say sign Lamar and not I said Lamar, DeMar DeRozan? Could you say that? Could that be something?
Look what that led us to.
I mean,
Nothing.
Lonzo got hurt. Signing Lonzo. I mean, the Bulls were good in January. Then when he got hurt, it went downhill
Yeah, I
ever since.
mean, yeah, at that time it was a good. I still think if Lonzo would never got hurt, the Bulls would have made some noise that year. But I mean, if you look at the hindsight, it wasn't a good signing. They didn't live up to nothing.
Wait, you talking
We
about
had
the
a lot
DeMar
of wasted years.
signing?
Yeah, the Lamar signing and then getting Lonzo, it didn't really live up to nothing.
I could say the 76ers. Do you think they got
A bright
low
future?
key? Low key, they kind of don't. Kinda.
No, they don't. They
Low
do what they
key.
don't.
Low key. Because Joel Embiid is a huge question mark. Paul George is, it's like you got Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain, but you don't know. Hey, what did the Sixers get Cooper Flag? What did they get that number one pick? We seen it happen. Like teams like in that middle range go up to number one. What did they get him? How would that be?
You think they draft him?
Who drafted him?
You wouldn't try to leverage that trade?
No. Why would I? Okay, let me speak, then you can go. First of all, if the 76ers get the number one pick, they are drafting Cooper Flag. I'm telling you this right now. First of all, because Joel Embiid is a question mark, and at least in Cooper Flag, we have a somewhat of a star player coming to our city and team. And Paul George, injury prone, don't know what we're going to do with him. At least we have a cornerstone of Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain, depending on how you feel about that, and Cooper Flag. Hell, bro. If you hypothetically, you get Tyrese, you can put Jared McCain in the two or Kelly Oubre, whoever, Cooper, Paul George, and Joel Embiid, if Joel Embiid is healthy. Yes, they can do that. Yes, I'm drafting Cooper Flag if I'm the 76ers. Why wouldn't you draft him? Why?
I mean, no, I'm not saying I wouldn't draft him. I'm just saying I'm asking you what you think they'll do it because you could obviously flip that number one pick. Everybody's gonna want Cooper Flag. So, a team that's willing to pay a lot for him, you can get some pieces back in return. Because even though he is a great talent, he's still a rookie at the end of the day. And y'all trying to win a championship. So, you can get players that's ready now.
Okay, so if Joel Embiid, knock on wood, can never be the same again, and Paul George is knock on wood, who is our homegrown star?
Maxie.
All right. All right. Tyrese Maxey is good, but Cooper Flag, he's white. He brings the buzz. Because he's white. He brings the buzz. Yes, you draft him. Just like how the Titans are not trading that number 1 pick, the 76ers would do the same exact thing and they are not letting Cooper Flag go. It's not gonna happen. No. And then plus, what decent role players are gonna be at least good enough or potentially be better than Cooper Flag? Yes, he's a rookie. We don't know. But depending on the role players, I don't think they're good enough to potentially what Cooper Flag could potentially be.
Say they trade him to Utah and get marketing for him.
I take Lord. I take Cooper. I keep Cooper.
So if they do that, it'll be a lineup of Maxey, whoever at your 2, Paul George, Laurie, and Embiid. That's not bad. I mean,
that's not bad.
I'm not saying trade the pick. I'm just saying, what if they decide to do that? They can go a lot of places with it. They
Would
don't
you
just
do
have
it?
to keep it. Will I draft Cooper Flag? Yeah.
If you're
I'll
Sixers,
draft Cooper Flag only reason I'll draft Cooper Flag is because Joel Embiid. And then like you said, we need something for the future. We need a future cornerstone. And yeah, we
so
got Maxey, but
you know what? I forgot. You're not a hater of Cooper Flag. You're just not high on him. I think Cooper Flag isn't this guy like we're not trading nothing for him like a Wemby, right? Like we know Wemby going 1. I don't care who you give me. I'm not giving you. I ain't trading Wemby for basically nothing. Cooper Flag ain't that. So it's like
no,
if
Cooper
somebody
Flag's
gives
not
me
that.
the right offer, depending on what it is, I think about it. But
Yeah, I
Wemby,
might do.
no.
Yeah, I'll think about it. Yeah.
But
No,
Wemby
I'm
is
not
like,
trading him.
hell no. You not getting, I don't care who you give me. You can give me Luka. I'm still not trading you Wemby. Even though we don't know what Wemby could be. I'm still not doing it. You ain't doing it, bro. You're not doing it.
I'll think about it. I'll
You're
think
not
about it
doing
for
it.
sure.
You're not doing it.
I'll think about it for sure. Because that boy Luka, man.
So if the Mavericks would have went to the Spurs, and like you know how they was asking for AD and Giannis, and they went to you for Wemby, you the Spurs, right? You give it you and they say, hey, we want Wemby. You giving up Wemby for Luka?
I didn't say I'll do it. I said I'll think about it.
I'm asking you. I'm
I'll think
asking
long and
you.
hard. That's hard to give up a 7. What is he? 7'4",
4,
7'3",
7'4",
7'4", with a 6 wingspan or something like
and
that.
they're 8.
I don't know. Then an 8-foot wingspan. That's hard to give up. That can shoot threes, dribble. Oof,
You ain't giving them up.
that's hard to give up.
You ain't giving up. I don't care who it is. It could be Jokic. You still not giving him up. You're not doing it. And plus, Wemby younger. Like Wemby's younger. What Wemby is 20? Or is he 21? Whatever it is. Luka is 25? 25, I think. You're not giving up no 21-year-old for Luka. I'm sorry, Luka. Luka, you great. Don't get me wrong. You great, brother. I ain't giving up. Maxie McCain, PG Cooper, and MB is a really scary. Hey man, I'm telling you, man. If MB could stay healthy and Paul George could stay healthy, and they get Cooper Flag, hey, I might get on my delusional status. I ain't gonna be Charles and put them up high as hell, but I think they can do. Might pass the second round depending on who they play. They can be scary. Can the Grizzlies forfeit the next 2? Man, they should, man. They so bad, bro. I ain't got time for that. They so bad, bro. I ain't got time for that. But we gonna talk about them later. But what's another team? What's another non-playoff team? Let me see. I mean, you could say the Suns, but I don't think they got a bright future. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, the Suns, they say they're trying to get Bob Myers to be their GM.
If they get Bob Myers to be their GM, I think KD and them will stay. I think he gonna flip
So?
Bill for sure. Yeah, but I think KD stays.
I
think Bob Myers will turn around that team though. I got faith in him to turn around that team.
Is it crazy to say if Bradley Beal does stay there and there's no Kevin Durant, he could be better?
Yeah, for sure. Because he gonna have the ball more. He gonna get more shots up.
I don't mind if he stays if
I
Kevin
don't know if
Durant's
the
not
team.
there.
I don't think the team will be better if KD leaves, but yeah, he gonna definitely play better because he gonna have the ball more.
That's why I don't mind. If Kevin Durant is gone, but Bradley Beal stays, I don't hate it. Because, like you said, get the ball more could be the clear second option. And he can easily give me 25 points per game. Easily. Booker give me 25. Now it depends on what else you put around them too, but I wouldn't mind it if Kevin Durant is gone. The Pelicans.
Yeah, Pelicans got a bright future. They got a lottery pick this year. Still got Zion, CJ, and Murray, and then you got Messi, who's a nice rookie. Yeah, they got a bright future. As long as you got Zion, you got a bright future. If he stays healthy.
It's a question if he can stay healthy, bro. But next year is the year he is supposed to stay healthy. He gets hurt every other year. So
Every other
this year he
year.
got hurt. So next year should be the year he stays healthy. He should stay healthy. But I'd say the Wizards got a bright future. I like what the Wizards doing. I think they moving in the right direction. I've always said I want to see Cooper either go to the Wizards or go to the Hornets, and that's just simply to play with LaMelo. That's it. I honestly don't. I low key, I don't want to see him go to the Jazz. That's just me. I don't want to see
No,
that. I really don't.
that'd be ugly. That'd be ugly.
Like, I, I don't like it, bro. He needs to go to the Wizards or any team outside of Utah. Nothing against Utah, y'all got some good fans, but I want to see him go somewhere else. But let's move on.